Joining us now is sexologist Dr. Logan Levkoff, the author of Third Base Ain't What It Used to Be. It's good to have you back with us again. So you think there are two sides here to this
I do think there are two sides. I don't want to be an alarmist. Grinding is certainly nothing new. Whether we like to admit it or not, we've all had this kind of dirty dancing at some point in our lives.
Right.
That being said, I think the positive message here is that women and young girls are taking ownership over their own bodies and saying, you know what, this is a violation of my personal space and I'm not okay with it.
But if you are not okay with it, as you said, how do you get the person to back off?
Well, I don't think you need to stand still and make the crazy face. I think that we really need to own our voice and say, thank you, but I'm not interested in dancing with you, or just say no thanks. Or if it gets too much, you pick up and you walk away. You don't put yourself in a position where you're doing something that you don't really want to consent to. But that's why friends are so important too. I mean, I would never tell a single person to go to a club by themselves where they could be in a position that makes them uncomfortable in any case.
It's good to have your friends around there and have a little code when things are getting a little out of hand.
Yes.
But you're right. You should have your own voice and be able to stand up for yourself. But there's one thing on the dance floor, and if it's unwanted, what is it like if it's consensual? And we're not talking about on the dance floor, but how two people interact sometimes.
It is definitely important to acknowledge that grinding is one healthy way of sexual expression if it is consensual. People have been doing it for a long time. Right. It might be embarrassing and uncomfortable to watch, but it is healthy if it's consensual. If it's non-consensual, then it's a violation of personal space and it feels very threatening and uncomfortable.
That's two different stories there.
Absolutely.
Right there. Okay, if you're a parent and you're watching this and going, oh, should I have a conversation with my kid about grinding?
Yes.
How do they go about that?
Well, I don't think you have to say, by the way, have you ever grinded with someone? But you can say, what do your school dances look like? What are the parties? Are they doing these things? How does it make you feel? And then really explain to your child what your issues are, that it's uncomfortable to watch, that it might be embarrassing how other people see you. But the most important thing is this is not just a discussion to have with girls. There's no double standard here. We should be having it with boys, too.
I'm glad you said that, and you often say it, because your book, Third Base Ain't What It Used to Be, it does talk about how both genders are responsible, and this is another one.
Yes,
that should have that discussion.
We're definitely both responsible. We want to treat boys and girls differently, and consent is an issue whether you're male or female. It doesn't care about gender or sexual orientation. We're all entitled to speak up. Boy,
it's got to be tough to be young these days, huh, Logan?
Definitely tough, but we have the opportunity to teach them the skills to become really healthy.
And dialogue is always so helpful.
Constant communication.
All right, Logan, thank you very much.
Sure thing.
Well, how'd you come up with that Third Base Ain't What It Used to Be?
A lot of sex ed classes.
Somehow, I knew you were going to say that. Well, as always, it's good to have you. And we'll have you come back with us again.